So I like to tell stories. I have a mantra, fill the frame, tell a story.
From the late 80s until the birth of the digital age, street photography was almost non-existent.
I think you can't ever truly repeat yourself on the street. The light is never the same, the people are never the same. That's part of its great appeal.
If I don't have a camera with me, I feel strange.
I got some of my best photos the first day. I think I got 4 or 5 photos, and to get that many in one day is kind of crazy. I mean, if I get one good photo every few months now, it's great.
It's totally a boys' club. Guys can't believe it when they see my camera. I'm like, what?
There's no recreating a moment. That 500th of a second is gone, and if you haven't captured it, it's gone forever.
The #1 trolling comment all over social media and sometimes in person is, "This is bullshit, this is a posed photograph, he's lying."
Why did you take my picture? Someone will say, and I said, well, you have the most marvelous manicure. I just wanted a picture of it. And all of a sudden people are like, well, thank you.
It feels good. The camera feels good. The search feels good. The possibility of a good result feels good.
Like some people wake up and they draw. We wake up and somehow figure out our day to be able to go out and make street photographs.
Then, starting it seems like about 10 years ago, but particularly like 5 years ago, street photography has really just exploded.
All right, we are live. Welcome everyone. Good evening or good morning, depending on where you are. So today I'm here with filmmaker Tim Huynh, who is currently running a Kickstarter campaign for his documentary Fill the Frame, a film about 8 contemporary New York street photographers. And I think I came across your documentary through Instagram first, and I saw the trailer. And I was instantly hooked because it reminded me a lot of Everybody's Street, but it had a more modern touch, very beautiful cinematography, and also a different selection of photographers. And sorry, I hear some noise. Can you hear it?
Oh, it's an airplane.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it was.
Close the windows?
Maybe if you can, because it was very loud.
Yeah, close the windows.
Okay.
Damn it, airplane.
We have to do it again.
There, is that better?
Yeah, now it's fine.
You just probably see sweat dripping like 15 minutes in, like,
Yeah.
like a sauna.
So I'm going to quickly check the chat if the audio is fine. So can someone give me a heads up in terms of audio? They say they hear it too, but I think it's fine now. I'm just going to continue. So yeah, like I said, I saw the trailer on Instagram, and it reminded me of Everybody's Street. But it had very beautiful cinematography, as I said, and yeah, what interested me was the selection of photographers, which were very modern photographers. And I will read the cast real quick. So we have the photographers are Dimitri Mellos, Jonathan Higbee, Julia Gillard, Lauren Wells, Matthias Warzik, Melissa Breyer, Melissa O'Shaughnessy, and Paul Kessel. And also featuring with commentary are Jeff Mermelstein, Richard Sandler, Matt Weber, Meryl Meisler, Colin Westerbeck, and Sandra Phillips. That's right? That's all?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I have here some notes because we talked yesterday and decided to make this stream, so I'm not super prepared. Okay. Yeah, let's start with a little introduction because I think most people don't know you yet. Tell us a little bit about you, your background, and why you started this project.
So my name's Tim. I'm born and raised in Hawaii. My background is in, I do video content, a freelance videographer, and I went to school for filmmaking, and I've always been drawn to documentaries, and so I've always had in the back of my mind, you're a filmmaker, so you always have that urge to just get your creative juices flowing, and creating short narrative or short documentaries. Sometimes it's a daunting task because there's a lot of different elements to it. So I came across street photography when I was interning at a small video production house in Chicago. And one of the fellow interns showed me Vivian Maya's work. His friend was John Maloof, who discovered Meyer's work.
Yeah.
And this was very early on when John just bought the negatives, from the auction house and started the blog. And I remember during our downtime, during our internship, he would show me her blog, and I was just, for some reason, I just was amazed. I loved the black and white component and the realism, that it wasn't posed or maybe some were, but it just seemed so raw and organic. And I thought to myself, oh man, I can do this. I'm in Chicago. This is where she went out with her camera. I have a camera, I can do this. And I would just go out, on my off days and try to take street photos, and I would just come back with a bunch of crap, And so that's what kind of drew me into street photography, because it's just something so easy. Like you can just go out with your camera and just kind of let your creative juices flowing. Whereas, filmmaking or video making, it's just like, oh, is there, do I have enough crew, enough cast? Oh, I need to feed them. And it's just so much, all these little meticulous things that kind of drain me. So I just focus on street photography. But maybe a couple years ago, I've always wanted to do a feature-length documentary, but just never could come across the perfect opportunity or the right subject matter and logistics and all that. And at the end of the day, it comes down to money too, like how much resources you have. But I just started to brainstorm and just started jotting things down, like, hey, I think I can, maybe I can do this street photography documentary. So I just kind of thought of a more broader scope, like, maybe what if I did one photographer per country? We did like 8 countries or something. But initially it's like, I don't have money to travel to this country and that. I have no sponsors, I have no money. So then I just thought, maybe we just stick it to just one location, and although there's a growing number of street photographers in different countries like Thailand and India and, parts of Europe, New York still, to me, there's a broad range of past photographers and new street photographers. So it was just the perfect location, I felt.
All right. Can you give us a quick overview of what the film is about in your own words?
The film, it follows 8 contemporary street photographers, and they all have their own different aesthetics and their own personal story. So each vignette is different, and whether you're a street photography fan or not, I can rest assured that one of their stories will definitely resonate with you, because as much as it is a photography film, we really take a look into their journey and their personal lives. And when people say, oh, this kind of reminds me of Everybody's Streets, that's a great compliment. But with this one, I try to take a deeper dive into their personal stories, because if I just made it just about photography, then it's only gonna appeal to photography nerds, and I don't want it to just be about that, and these people have their flaws, they have their hopes and dreams of what they want to do with this genre. Some want to hope to have like get a book published, or just be recognized for their work respectfully. you know, one had a career change, you know, another didn't know what to do after retirement. So it's just, to me, that's the story that's gonna hook people.
Yeah, sounds very, very interesting. Yeah, what I really liked, what I first noticed was that there were so many digital cameras, because usually all the documentaries, it's always a Leica shooter and, you know, the romantic film shooter on the street. So it was nice to see like a GR or, you know, Fuji cameras or Sony cameras, which shows you like, even there were some photographers who were using the LCD screen, which some people say this is not like the right way to do, but you know, we live in. But
But also I take a dive into some historical components of street photography, just to give some background for people that aren't too familiar. So that's where Jeff Mermelstein comes in, and Sandler, and Colin Westerbeck, to kind of give their input on, you know, the impact on the historical component.
Yeah.
And talking about film and digital, and we also have there's also people like Eggleston and Webb who are inserted in, just so people are aware of those of the past, or the masters of street photography. We just confirmed another interview with Eric Kim. So Eric is going to be teaching a workshop in Hawaii. So hopefully that goes through, and we can get a interview with him and have him share his input.
So you're still shooting because I read somewhere that you are in the post-processing phase, or the post.
I'm in the post-processing phase, but you know, when you start editing, you realize, oh, I think I need to add this or that, and especially when you interview like a historian, right? And they share something that you totally didn't know about. It's like, oh, shoots. Maybe I need so-and-so to talk about this, and just try to bring everything together for it to be a complete story. So there are maybe a couple more interviews to do, but for the most part, it's just locking down sound and purchasing those archival photos for Gary Winogrand and additional B-roll. So hopefully, if we have a successful Kickstarter, we can just kind of go straight with it.
Yeah, maybe we should mention here that there are only 6 days left, right?
Yeah, only 6 days. Well,
and
in about a few hours, it'll be five days.
Oh,
about 3 hours, it'll turn.
So he needs your help, guys. So this is I read on Kickstarter, it's an all or nothing campaign, right? So if you don't reach the goal, you will get nothing, right?
Yeah, it's an all or nothing campaign. So if I'm $1 short or $10 short of it, I don't get anything.
Wow.
So we have 5 days. I believe we have a little over $3,000, I believe, to go, which is, it may not sound like a lot, but it is, given how the Kickstarter has slowly progressed.
Yeah.
And the thing is just, I think the difficulty has been just getting it shown to enough eyes. You know, I really pushed it heavy the first 10 days with Instagram and Facebook ads. And then that budget kind of evaporated very quickly. But everybody that's seen either the trailer or the poster, they had nothing but good things to say. So it's just a matter of just getting it to have people see it.
Yeah. So here, this is the Kickstarter page. I will have a link in the description, or I already have it. So if you want to go to Kickstarter right now, you can do that.
And you know, even if you don't pledge, just sharing it on Facebook or regramming it on Instagram or tweeting it, like that helps.
Yeah.
So that's a win for me too. So
Yeah. Now that we talked about editing as well, I would be interested to know if you formed your story before you went out to shoot, or are you changing bits here and there now that you are in the editing phase? Probably yes, but like how much did you plan?
I think overall I kind of knew what the story was, but when you start editing, you want to kind of you start moving things around. You kind of want it. I think the big thing is just making sure one story transitions smoothly to the next, and that I just kind of realized that in the editing process. You know, that one's kind of hard to pre-plan beforehand, or when you're shooting. So, and then the story, you know, I just kind of let them tell the story, you know, when we do the interview, and I kind of find, that's kind of my bread and butter, like just finding stories and just editing and piecing it together. So a lot of it has been in the post-editing process.
Yeah. I see here a quick question from Adam. He asks, why does it say it's coming out in June 2020, but only 5 days?
Yeah. So, fingers crossed. I want to submit this to Hot Docs in New York City. It's probably one of the top documentary film festivals in North America.
Yeah.
So their deadline is like end of June, early July, I believe, and then it screens in October. But it's kind of up in the air whether it'll be finished by then or not. But that was the initial plan. So ideally, it's going to make about a year run of film festivals. And then if you back the project, you'll get the digital file or the streaming version around June.
Yeah. Isn't it so that when you enter a film festival, that they don't allow you to
yeah, because the film festivals usually want to be the first one to see it.
Yeah.
And so if you have it floating on the internet and where people can just watch it from the comfort of their home rather than attend the festivals, then it just defeats the purpose. So that's the initial plan.
Yeah, makes sense. Okay, I got a few clips here that Tim sent me yesterday, and I will just play one little snippet from the film.
Okay. If she wants to be in my shot, that's fine with me.
So that was Jonathan Higbee. How was it shooting with him on the street?
Jonathan's real calm and cool. You know, he was great at like articulating and explaining what he was looking for and why he was shooting what he was shooting. He likes to find a nice, clear background or something interesting in the background and where the foreground kind of meets together. So we shot that. It was a busy day. It was during the Gay Pride Parade. So that was last June. Last June, yeah.
And did you have to wait a lot? Because I think he waits a lot for his photos, right?
Yeah, I think one of his photos, it was Wall Street, where the guys looked like he's getting pulled.
Yeah.
He's in a tuxedo. He waited about 4 months. Like he'll go back and forth, you know, to that same spot for 4 months. That spot we waited. I don't remember exactly, but we were there for a good while, and that lady was just kind of standing there eating her lunch. But it just made for a good spontaneous moment, you know, that we captured on camera.
Yeah, I can't wait to see this, because these moments are what is so fun about street photography, right? You wait for something to happen, and so yeah. Yeah, my next question would be, how was the process of contacting the photographers, or why did you choose them?
So I did a research on Instagram. I was following a lot of them anyways. And I would send an email. I'll reach them out directly via email or Instagram, and a good handful didn't respond back. So they either didn't see my email or they thought I was some kind of crazy person. Once they responded back, I sent them a preliminary questionnaire just to kind of learn more about their backstory and see if they'd be a good fit, and make sure their story didn't collide with another person's story where it's too similar, and I wanted to choose a variety of not just personal story, but their portfolio. Make sure it was just a wide range of different photos. And some dropped out midway, like after the preliminary questionnaire. Like I had them on board and they just dropped off halfway for whatever reason. But I'm happy with the cast we have. They're all, like I said, their backstory is different. Their portfolio is all different. They all add different. I just think of it like the film is like a big dough of pizza, and the cast, they're like the ingredients, So one is like mushroom, one is pepperoni, one is bell peppers, whatever, and you put it in the oven and you make the film, and it comes out with a very flavorful, film.
Who's the cheese?
I'm the
How my audience is primarily also street photographers, but I would be interested to know, how would you approach getting into contact to someone that you really want to win for your film? Like whether, for example, another question maybe, were there some photographers that you really wanted to get for the film and they turned you down? You don't have to name names, of course.
If you really want, you just gotta keep emailing them. If that's somebody that you really want. The thing with somewhere like New York is just, you can just find a lot of different people.
Yeah.
And sometimes, you just gotta keep emailing them, Instagramming them, ask mutual friends if they know who that is or if they can get in touch with so-and-so. And then kind of like step back. Sometimes you gotta step back from the project and kind of ask yourself, like, why do I really need to include this person, or why do I really want this person? And is it worth going through the stress? Because throughout this whole Kickstarter process, like, because I've been editing the project for the past like almost year, I've just been kind of ingrained in the project. And then since this Kickstarter has launched, I haven't really touched the project because all I'm looking at is like, oh, am I going to reach the goal? But it was a good kind of way to just step away and just kind of look at the overall film, like, oh, am I presenting the best possible film? So it's just always a process. Like, my job as a filmmaker is not to make a profit. I'll be lucky enough if I break even. My job is just to present the best story that resonates with many different people.
Yeah, I can definitely see that there's passion behind this project. Because I used to also make documentaries, and I had one big passion project, and it feels a little bit like your project, seeing all the snippets you share, and it's I know how it feels when you like go close to the end result, right? Because you can
so sucked into that and like I said, like these past 3 weeks, it's been good because I just kind of reevaluate everything, like okay, does this scene make sense here, or like should I include another person, which I may, but I don't want to jump to conclusion because I haven't reached out to that person. But like Eric Kim was a last edition, because I've always kind of like played with the idea, but sometimes I thought, oh, maybe he wouldn't respond to me. But I got his email from a friend that took his workshop, and just so happens enough that he's gonna be in Hawaii doing a workshop, so it just kind of lined up well. And for me to not include him in a contemporary street photography film would be nonsense, And I know like some people He's a polarizing figure. Some people like him or hate him or whatever, but he's just a person that has a lot of knowledge on the genre.
Yeah. So you already met him in Hawaii, or is it something?
Not yet, and he'll be here in June.
Someone asks if you're doing it solo, or do you have a crew?
So I'm pretty much doing everything but camera.
You want to shout out your cinematographer?
Cinematographer Jessica Gallegos, Aiden Byrnes, Christian Sanchez. He did an interview for me in LA for Colin Westerbeck, and Yusuke. I don't remember his last name, but a lot of these people, like for example, Colin Westerbeck, I didn't fly out to LA. I hired Christian, and we did an interview via Zoom. You know.
What do you mean by Zoom?
Zoom. This is like Skype.
Okay.
Virtual interview, but Christian was there to record it, and then Colin was just
you were live with him on the set, but not physically.
Yeah. So the only ones where I was actually there was the main cast and Jeff and Richard. So I was in New York last June, for about 10 days. Yeah. So.
And another question here in the chat is, what cameras did you use to shoot it? So probably.
We used the Sony FS7 II and a lot of the Sony A7S II. So those are, the Sonys are just great quality pictures. And the Sony A7S, it's A7S II. It's real small and discreet, but very powerful camera.
Yeah. It's probably hard to run through the city with an FS7 following a street photographer, right?
Right. So we did that when with Jessica, the main DP, and but it worked out fine. Yeah, right there.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. Yeah, everyone wants to know the technical stuff. Next question would be, is there any funny story or a great moment that you can share with us? Something that happened during the shoot, for example, or on the street?
On the street, I think when Aiden was filming some B-roll of Paul Kessel, he had a kind of younger girl, probably our age or younger, come up to him and asked him for his business card and kind of chatted with him. I think she saw him being filmed and him taking photos. I think she kind of thought, oh, he might be a celebrity or something, so I should get his info and kind of have a small talk with him. But in the film, like when we did the interview, Paul, when he first got into street photography, he didn't really know anything about street photography. And he took a class or workshop at ICP in New York, and they did like a field trip at the Museum of Modern Art, and Gary Winogrand had his photos up. He had an exhibit there, and Paul mentions in the film, like when he first saw it, he thought it was like, what the hell is this? This is not even straight. Like, what is it? It's just like photos of nothing, you know? So it's just like those kind of spontaneous moments just adds a nice humor, a nice touch. It kind of breaks up the seriousness in the film. And that was something like I didn't even know about.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to play another clip and then we move on. Okay, next question is, how does Fill the Frame stand apart from the other documentaries?
Well, the other documentaries, you know, I don't think we need to wait to watch a film on a Magnum photographer or when the person past, right? Like, why don't we start making films on people that are here now, or, you know, on their journey to wherever they want to reach. And that's what this story is about. It's about the people shooting today and their personal stories. You know, we've seen, you know, documentaries on Vivian Maier, which I think is the best street doc out there. And then we have Gary Winogrand, which just came out last year. But, you know, why do we gotta wait till the person is not here with us anymore? You know, we should be appreciating the shooters today, the contemporary shooters, and you know, everybody has a story to share. You know, as dry or mundane it may look on the outside, everybody has a background. Everybody has their unique journey to where they are today.
Yeah. What is the average age of your photographers? Someone asks.
Well, I don't know everybody's age.
I mean, it's...
Yeah, I don't know everybody's age. And
it's
I don't want
mixed,
to
right?
say it. It's a mix. I mean...
Does it really matter?
I know the oldest is 82. And I think the youngest is around 30-something, maybe mid-30s.
Who's the youngest? Jonathan?
I think if I had to guess, I think it would be Jonathan. Yeah, probably him. Yeah. But you see, the older they are, the better, the more experience they have, right? And the better they can articulate on camera too. So
yeah. All right. Next question. What do you want to achieve with this film? Any personal goal or mission behind this project?
My main thing right now is just to reach the Kickstarter, and after that, finish the film. And then after that, get into festivals. That's probably my three main.
But I mean, is there anything that you would like? What is the perfect?
I mean, ideally, if we hit those goals in order, you know, maybe we can do something on a bigger scale. You know, maybe somebody sees this, maybe a producer sees this and wants to do a series of street photography vignettes, like how I had in my original idea. Right now, I'm not trying to look too far ahead.
Yeah, you were also talking about possibly getting some into shooting a Netflix series.
Oh, I wish. Yeah, I mean, I think that'll be. Yeah. I think that'll be perfect because Netflix has a bunch of series on. Yeah. You know, on chefs around the world. I think this would be perfect. So hopefully they don't. If they steal my idea, at least have me produce one of the episodes.
Yeah. If you do that, then I might have to go back to Netflix because I canceled it, my subscription. But I would come back for you if you make it happen. This is my last question here. Oh, this went fast. If you could start over again, what would you do differently? Kind of a mean question, maybe.
I think I would start to put out I think I would have created just the marketing materials much sooner, like the Facebook page and all that. Cause I was contemplating doing all that, you know, but, and I just really started maybe 2 weeks before I launched the Kickstarter. So, I think if I just started sooner and just kind of help build momentum a little bit and, but see, there was a big gap because I shot it in June, right? And I only really started the Facebook and Instagram pages in April of this year. Because a lot of it is just up in the air, you know. You're just trying to figure things out and gotta roll with the punches a little bit. So, also, you know, it's hard. I think if I just had a bit clearer vision, I think it would just knocked out some unnecessary stuff. But I did my best with just like scheduling the shoots with the different photographers with the time I was given up there, which was very difficult, and just trying to land new interviews for the film. It's hard, you know. But yeah, it's all a learning process. So I don't know if there's anything I would really change about it, but
yeah. Maybe to add to that, what were the challenges you had to go through, like getting permissions or rights, probably?
I think one of the challenges is just been locking down interviews. Like I've been having a hard time getting somebody to talk about Alex Webb's work, and so we have Jeff Dyer, but we haven't filmed him yet. He's kind of busy with various projects, and so we're hoping that we can solidify that, and just like that historical component to the film, getting authors or photo editors just to talk about that aspect of the film has been real challenging. Just reaching out to people, not hearing it back, or if they do respond, is just hard to land a time to film them, so
yeah, but it all worked out, right?
So far, yeah, for the most part it has, but there's still a couple more interviews we need to film just to bring the film all together.
Yeah,
because it feels just a film on these 8 people with no really backbone to it. It's just kind of feels random,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. I will go through the live chat real quick, see if there's any questions. Beside the obvious reasons, why did Tim chose the title Fill the Frame? Were there other titles considered?
There were some titles considered, but I've always wanted to find the title within the interview, the dialogue. So that's where Lauren, when the opening trailer, it opens, tell a story, fill a frame.
Yeah.
And it just made a lot of sense. And fill the frame, meaning, when you take street photos, you want to fill the frame from everything from the edges to the center of your photo. So, yeah, I mean, there's some other titles I don't think it would have worked, but to me, it has to come from one of the interviews. It has to make sense, especially for a documentary. If it's like a narrative, you can kind of make it whatever title or make whatever metaphor. But for this documentary, it makes sense to me.
Yeah.
I see Streetlife has a lot of comments. He's like your number one fan.
Who? Adam Street?
Adam Streetlife?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he is pretty active. He's also a supporter on my Patreon, so he's allowed to do it.
Oh.
Let's see. Did Maloof want to
How many people are watching this right now?
I think 46. No, 47 now.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So, yeah, but I will leave it on my channel, of course. So, hopefully until next week, Thursday, right? That's where your campaign ends.
Next week, Tuesday.
Tuesday?
Yeah. Because because 5 days left today, starting today.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, 5 days. So Tuesday.
A quick reminder for everyone here: go to his Kickstarter. Oh, not this page. Wait, I shared my YouTube screen. So, go to his Kickstarter. Link is in my description, and maybe we can talk a little bit about the rewards one can get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of cool rewards. A lot of it is donated, or all of it is donated from the cast. So I'll just start from the top. There's a reward for a sneak peek. So you'll see one of the like a rough cut scene from one of the photographers. And if you pledge for that, or if you pledge for any of any of the rewards, I'll send that to you immediately, and I'll actually share with you, Sam, the sneak peek.
Oh, nice. Thank you.
Yeah. And then $35 for a digital download and a sneak peek. I think you're not gonna find a better deal than that.
So anyone who wants to get the film, maybe this is the best option, right? To get the film and support
sneak peeks.
Yeah.
And that's been the most popular. And then you have the credits, your name's in the credits, and then a signed poster, which is done very nicely by Ink and Ash. And each you get a signed print 8x10 from the photographer of your choosing. And another cool thing is Melissa Breyer. She's been asked in the past to do workshops or photo walks, but she's always kind of turned it down. So there's a really cool opportunity if you're in New York or you're going to be traveling New York in the near future. You can do a photo walk with her for about 3 hours, and she'll kind of show you her techniques and show you around town. On top of that, you get the film, your name in the credit, you get a signed print from her. And that's a good deal at $300.
And
we had Richard
prints,
Sandler.
right?
Yeah, we had Richard Sandler. He donated his iconic images, and one of them, I think one went yesterday. I've had a few friends reach out to me that they're interested in getting more, so that's probably gonna go out within the next day or two. And then Matt Weber as well. He's donated his #1 selling image, 3 sellers in Times Square in 1989.
Yeah, I see it's limited. 3 out of 3.
Yeah, so that one just added a couple days ago. So you get the print, the signed print, 11. That one's 11x17. And on top you get the film, your name's in the credit, and a sneak peek and the poster and all that.
Cool.
Okay, so 2 people. Oh yeah, so 1 person. Okay, so there's 2 left for Richard Sandler. And then if you're working on a documentary and you need insight, whether the beginning process, or you already have your sequence laid out, there's a Skype session with that. And then the all cast signed print from each cast member. That one was like the first day, I believe.
And here you can get into a room with you and watch it with you, right?
Private screening, I know. I mean, any photo club or film or photo festival, or maybe if it's just at your house or whatever. I mean, if somebody does that donation, we reach our goal. It kills 2 birds with 1 stone, right?
Yeah, cool. I guess everyone can check it out. Like we said, 6 days left. It's more like 5 days, right?
5 days, in a couple hours will be 5 days.
Yeah. So,
And even if you can't pledge, like you're tight on money, just share it. Share it and mention something about the trailer, or
share this video, share the stream.
Share this video. Yeah.
I think it's always nice to get to know the person behind the camera, so we can relate to you now, and it's not like just the project, but it's also, attached to a face, to a human. Do you want to get out anything? Do you have something on your mind?
Nothing's been on my mind the past 3 weeks, but the Kickstarter. There's times where I was like, oh man, and it's not gonna reach its goal. Like it was just stagnant for like 3 days, like it wouldn't move, and I'm like, oh gosh. So there was no real plan B. It was just, and initially I didn't want to do a Kickstarter because I know how difficult it is. It's basically, the analogy I tell people, it's like basically opening a new restaurant and standing outside your restaurant passing out flyers 24/7. And that's what I've been doing. Like I've been Facebook messaging like friends on Facebook messaging friends on Facebook, like, hey, check this out, share it or make a pledge, and just doing whatever it takes to get some eyes on it, because when you share it on Facebook or Instagram, like a lot of people just scroll through it, or there's no urgency, right? It's just like, okay, whatever. So I probably lost a few friends in that process, just kind of annoying them, like, hey, come on.
Yeah, but you never know, because I also found you just by accident, and I don't know if it was a sponsored post or not, but someone shared it maybe. And if someone is really interested, I think they are the best marketer, right? Because they can.
Right.
Yeah.
And I've been really surprised with like Instagram, just how much people are sharing it. Like we had unpublic, in public, now they're unpublic, sharing it a couple times, and a lot of other people with big followings, just sharing it, and you reaching out, doing this live streaming podcast. So hopefully this video we're doing right now, it just kind of
this will do.
It's gonna take us over that mountain.
Yeah. You can transfer the rest to me. No.
10%.
Yeah. And maybe just curious, what if you don't reach the goal? What is your plan B?
If we don't reach the goal, it really delays everything.
Yeah.
It probably is gonna realistically delay maybe up to a year.
Yeah.
Because everything's coming out of pocket, and we don't have main sponsors. And that's one of the things I wanted to actually talk about, because if anyone's interested in whether that's a camera store, camera shop, or a photo fest, or whoever, street photography magazine wants to kind of wants to help sponsor this film, they're probably going to be the only one doing so. Like we have no sponsor. Everything is coming strictly out of pocket. And so if whoever does jump that gun to be the sponsor, your logo would really stand out. It's not going to be buried with 20 different logos. So it's just going to delay a lot of different things.
Yeah, I think you will probably get the film done eventually, but because you already have so many people who are interested in it to see it succeed, I think it's more a matter of when, not if.
When, yeah.
So that's good. But we want to see it as fast as possible, so support this guy. Yeah. There are many questions in the chat, but they're kind of unrelated to the film. Some personal questions. We can go over them if you want. Some wanted to know.
Yeah, maybe like a couple more questions. That's fine.
Yeah, let's do a little bit more, because we are good on time. It's been 50 minutes now, and we wanted to keep it under an hour, so we are fine.
Yeah.
Are there a lot of street photographers in Hawaii?
There's a handful. There's a street photography, Honolulu Street Photography Collective, which I'm a part of. It's fairly new. When I started shooting street, like almost 10 years ago, in Hawaii, there's like nobody. And I just went out for the first time in a while for a night event out in downtown, and there was a lot of different people with shooting street. So it's nice to see that there's interest here for street photography, but it's still growing. Hawaii is just, people love the sunset type of shots and the beaches, so it's just kind of bombarded with that kind of images.
Yeah, I saw that you also were doing YouTube videos, because I saw your channel when I was researching.
Yeah, it's just it's like I haven't done one in so long. I want to get. It's just. Do
you want to plug your channel?
Well, I applaud you, man. It's just like, I don't know how you do it. You're just consistent, and you have a lot of good content, and
yeah, just, I don't know how I do it either. It's it's very time consuming, and right now it's consuming most of my time. So I think it's not.
I'd like to do more. I would like to do more. I think I gotta think a little bit more about it, but I think once a lot of my energy and focus right now is on the film. I think once that's done, because I haven't even shot street for like almost a year until last Friday, because I was kind of frustrated with the Kickstarter and how it was going. So I was like, I need to get out and just kind of get out of this rut. And so that was like the first time in almost like a year that I went out with my camera. Yeah.
Another question here, what's the most important thing you have learned so far? I guess he's talking about the during the shooting of this film, maybe?
It takes a lot of money. And sometimes, you just gotta, if you want to do something, you just gotta do it. It's kind of like street photography. Just shoot later and shoot more and just shut up. So
shoot more and shut up.
If you have something, like if you're a writer and you have ideas but you never write it down, it's just gonna frustrate you. It's never gonna go anywhere. So for this one, like if it was the worst case scenario, I could turn these into short individual vignettes, short films. But I'm gonna stick to the original goal and just make it a 60-minute thing. So the film is gonna be more or less 60 minutes, and I'm trying to aim towards more the entertainment kind of fun aspect instead of more, some photography documentary is really like a educational and historical feel to it, kind of like something you watch on the History Channel. Sometimes it can be a little bit boring,
Yeah.
You just watch and you just see a bunch of slideshow photos. So this one, I'm trying to add a little bit more fun and entertainment component to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. It's good to get the same, like to show what the experience is on the street, right? If you only play music and do a montage, maybe someone who is not doing street photography doesn't really get like the essence or how it feels to be on the street and really to wait, or to see a scene unfolding in front of you. So I assume you have lots of these scenes where something is happening and you're probably not like only cutting to the best parts, right?
And sometimes we don't get any of like anything happening, and that's just part of street photography, right? Like sometimes just there's nothing happening, and then
but even that is part of street photography.
Yeah, so we just want to show like the realistic side, because I feel like some people, like whether it's YouTube channel or whatever, when they film themselves or film others, they make it look so easy, right? So we just want to show the realistic side. Like it's not easy to get a good picture. It's not even, sometimes it's not easy to just take a picture, right? Because you just don't see anything. But yeah.
One question is, how are you going to spend the money?
So the remaining, that Kickstarter budget is gonna go to hire a local sound studio here to finish up and clean up the sound. So that's music and sound effects and all that. And film festivals adds up, but we're gonna submit it to as many places as possible to get it shown to as many people. Archival photos, for example, obtaining some photos for Gary Winogrand and other street photographers. What else is there? Copyright. What else? Some additional. We still got to do a couple more interviews and some more B-roll, so that adds up. But those are the bulk of the costs.
Yeah, it's filmmaking is expensive, right? So
expensive hobby. Yeah. And I just want to say thank you to Alex Webb and Magnum Photos. They waived the fee for me to use his photos in the film. Also, Joe Meyerowitz, he waived the fee to use his photos in the film.
Wow.
So there. And Eggleston Trust, it's in the works. I haven't heard back, but it seems like that's gonna go through. All the cast and people that's involved in the film, they've been supportive, and like I'll email them nagging them, hey, share it on your Instagram, share it, and they've been sharing it. They've been doing a good job just sharing it on their social media network. Yeah.
Shout out to Guido. I just saw it in the chat. We have next month.
Oh, he's here.
Most of you probably know it. We have these books here. A little plug for Guido here, because I gotta do it. So we have the World Street Photography book series. I don't know if you know this one.
Oh yeah, I have that.
Yeah, you have it? Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an online platform, kuyaya.com or worldstreet.photography. And each year they bring out a street photography book, collective work of all the best work of many street photographers. And yeah, so Guido, who's organizing this, is in the chat, and just to give him a shout out, because we have the book opening launch event next month, June 20th, I think. Just a little shout out.
Yeah, I judged one month last year, I think, or 2 years ago. So it was a lot of fun. And,
you were one of the judges for the competition?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Which one? Which one was it?
I don't remember, but
the general. I think I lost you.
Oh, somebody was trying to.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't know that you are involved with them.
Yeah, they have it's a good cause, so just try to support them,
Maybe I take this little opportunity to plug a photo walk I'm going to organize for this event too. So if anyone comes to Hamburg for the book launch, I'm going to organize a photo walk, and after that we can all go to the event. So shoot me a message or wait for Guido's newsletter, and we will probably I gotta give him my the details. Yeah, are you ever in Europe? Do you ever?
I've never been to Europe.
No?
One day.
Yeah.
One day, yeah.
If you are ever in Hamburg or Berlin or somewhere in Germany, then let me know. And
yeah,
I'll show you
definitely,
around.
for sure.
It's not as nice as Hawaii, but we have lots of water here as well. And fish, yeah.
Yeah.
I guess that's it. Any last I don't know, do you want to say something, or do you see any questions you want to answer in the chat? There aren't many questions, I think. I lost track. Maybe this one. How hard was it for you, for your photographers to shoot street while you were filming them?
I think at first it was. I think for some it was okay, and others were like, oh, I'm probably not gonna get a good shot, or kind of worried or a little bit insecure. But I just kind of told them, that's okay. That's part of the process. Like, we don't want to make it look so easy, or like, we want to show the real side of it. And I think once they felt comfortable, because it's kind of weird, like, you're in a busy city and there's like two people, one person with a big camera and two people kind of following you.
Yeah.
So I think after a while, like maybe 15 minutes in, they just got used to it and just got comfortable, and we just yeah. We talked before the stream that you also watched my OTSW series with Sam Rogers, for example, and I use a 360 camera on a stick, and it's so small that we always forget about it. It's people don't take it seriously.
And then it's a lot easier, and I bet it is much harder with an FS7 or any shoulder rig. Yeah. I wanted to ask you another question. I forgot it now. Maybe this is interesting for us street photographers, because you, through this film, got in contact to a lot of different photographers, right? So is there anything that you personally learned from them?
I think it's just a lot of them have kind of the similar theme where street photography just makes them happy, and just pursuing something or doing something that makes you happy, like even if it doesn't make you money or it doesn't do something for you, if it brings joy and bring happiness to you, then, and you're not breaking the law or doing anything illegal, like, you know, there's nothing wrong with it. You know, just something so, I think something so unusual to the average person that doesn't know what street is. Like, why would you go out and take pictures of like random people or random things or strangers? You know, at the end of the day, it makes, like, everybody in the film has that common relation. Like, it makes them feel good. It makes them feel present, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, and it gets easier over time, right? So you get less anxiety or feel less stressed.
Yeah. I mean, like I mentioned on the top of the hour, like for me, it was just something to, just to get the creative juices flowing, you know? Being a creative person, and like sometimes when you're in a rut, you just get frustrated, and doing street makes me go out. I could burn a couple calories walking, get some sun in, and just enjoy taking pictures.
Yeah. And also, as a filmmaker, like we already talked about this, but filmmaking is like a lot of planning, right? And then you're usually on a set with a crew, and there's not much spontaneity. You know what I mean? Spontaneity. Yeah. That's the word.
Just sometimes, especially like on a narrative kind of shoot, it's a lot of babysitting. So especially when you're working with a skeleton crew, you know, it's just like you and a couple other people, and you don't have much of a budget. There's just a lot of planning and coordination. Sometimes you forget about the overall approach or the creative side, you know. Yeah.
All right. I think we can end it here. This was a lot of fun, a lot shorter than I expected, but I think we got a lot of information from you, and hopefully this was also valuable for the viewers. So lastly, let's plug the Kickstarter again. Kickstarter, like I said, the campaign, the link is in the description. You have 5 days left. So
5 days, that's it.
Yeah.
5 days.
Yeah, at least share
120 hours.
Yeah, at least if you can share this video or his Kickstarter campaign, so that we get a lot of eyeballs. But I think it looks like you will make it.
You're pretty confident?
Yeah, but I don't have much experience myself with Kickstarter, so.
I know there's several people kind of waiting to the last minute for whatever reasons, and you know, Kickstarter, it's better to just make your pledge right away, because people can see it. Oh, it's closer to the goal. Like maybe my contribution would actually help. You know, rather than waiting to the last minute and then everybody donates, and then, you know, it doesn't really help move the needle. So if you want to help, if there's a reward that really attracts you, just make the pledge right away, and then other people will see that it's inching closer to the goal, and then they'll be more encouraged to make a pledge or just share the link.
Yeah. Maybe as the very, very last question, where can we get this to see this film when it's done? Will it be a digital download, or are you planning to maybe release a physical copy as well?
No, so no physical DVD copies. It'll be a digital download or either a stream link.
Yeah.
One or the other. So if it's a stream link, it's probably going to be on Vimeo or something like that. Yeah.
All right. $35 and you have the link.
That's a good deal, man. $35 for a film and a sneak peek. Yeah. And again, I'll send you that sneak peek after this.
Yeah, thanks, man. Okay, yeah, thanks for coming to my show and sharing your story.
Oh, I see hold on, I see a question. Too bad you need to create a Kickstarter account. You can actually pledge as a guest. So you don't have to create an account. You can pledge anonymous. So if you don't want me to see your name and all that, you can just go to the main link, hit pledge, and yeah, you don't have to create an account at all.
Yeah, nice. So there you have it. Link in the description. Yeah. So best of luck to you, and I hope you succeed, of course. Let me know if I can help you in any way. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we'll do a follow-up interview down the line once the film is completed.
Oh yeah, let's definitely do that.
Yeah, just I'll maybe reach out, or you can reach out to me. Either way.
Yeah.
But thanks, I appreciate it. Yeah.
Yeah, of course. All right, then. Bye bye. So
thanks, guys, for tuning in. Appreciate it.
So I will close it here between us, okay? And then I will do the outro. But you can stay. This is what what I meant in the beginning. With it can be awkward at the end.
Awkward is good.
Yeah, it's real. All right, so yeah, I'm going to close this for all of us. So thanks, guys, for joining us. Yeah, wish you all a good evening or good morning, wherever you are. Oh, don't forget, tomorrow I have my special Rico live stream. Product manager of Rico is going to be here, and hope to see you there too. All right, see ya. Bye bye.